This is a video I'm doing to show how to make a little I don't know really what you would call it, an icon or a pretty much a logo for my YouTube account. What I'm doing is I'm actually recreating my original logo for my YouTube account, because it looks okay on the screen, but it's just terrible when you're trying to read that you can't read the white and the red together. I think I'm still going to use the red. I think I'm going to make a white background this time. I'm going to show you how I did something like this in Gimp. I use Gimp for everything. It's a free software program. It's very much like Photoshop, CS, CS4, CS5. Pretty much Gimp does everything except some of the more advanced things that CS5 can do. Like the one thing I really do miss is the content-aware part of CS5, but that's neither here nor there. Gimp works fine. It's one of my favorite programs. I use it for almost everything. So this one sucked. Didn't turn out to be very good for my application, so I'm just going to click out of there. I'm going to go to File, New. This is the criteria that YouTube wants for I guess they're calling it their avatar. It's pretty much that square that's going to show in all my videos, and it's going to be my little brand or whatever. So, I'm going to make sure that, whatever you're doing, you want to make sure it's to the right size of whatever it is. So I'm going to change that back to 800. Okay. The other thing, you want to make sure that your resolution's high too, otherwise it's going to just be grainy. So go over here to my character box for text. I like this American Typewriter condensed font. It's from defont.com. In another video, I'll show you how to actually load a font in Gimp, or actually into Macs. I use Mac too. Love the ease of that. So yeah, I use typewriter. It's American Typewriter Light Condensed is the name of the font. Going to go up here. We were using that red before, and I liked the background color red, so I'm actually going to use that. If you double click on there, I can pull up that red I was using, so that's what color my font will be. And For Info Addicts is the name of my little program here, my little video series, so I'm actually going to call this, For Info Addicts. Now, I want it to be like the other way I had it, so I'm just going to make this smaller right here. You can move this around now. I'm going to eyeball this. There's no real need to measure this really intently. It's this is just text. I can eyeball it. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go up to image. I'm going to flatten this so basically it sticks that text down there. I'm not really I'm an amateur. I'm not really a I learn to do these things on the fly. So, these types of videos that I make, they're really just for the novice. I need to get something done and I need to learn how to do it. So this is what I'm showing you how to do here. So, if there's professionals out there, you're probably cringing. I understand. But this is what my video series is about. It's about, just learning how to do simple things and, refining it as you go along. So I need another text box under here. So I'm going to create one. I'm going to go addicts. Boom. That's done. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. One of the things I do as a trick, I don't know if anyone else does this, is I actually will pull this up on top of it and actually measure it so I know it lines up. Do that so it, yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to move this down now. There we go. Not really. All right. That looks pretty good. Okay. So this is pretty much what I do. One thing, if you wanted this to be transparent, I would have just done a transparent background. And when you're actually in New, when you go up to New here, you can actually select transparency, okay, just like you would in Photoshop. Basically, what that would allow you to do is there would just be that like checkerboard pattern on the back. You could just type in your text, and then when you save it, I'm going to save this as a JPEG, but you can save something as what's called a PNG file. I don't know what it stands for, but basically what the PNG file allows is transparency. So if you wanted to essentially put this over something else and wanted it to be just transparent, just show the lettering, that's what you would do. This is going on YouTube. as the header. So I need to save this as a JPEG. So I'm actually going to flatten it one more time. Go over here. I don't know why this makes the box go away, but it does. Okay, so boom. So I'm going to check out how this looks. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm just going to call it for Info Addicts. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. And what I just did, actually, I made a mistake. And I want to show you this because it's pretty typical to make this mistake the first couple times you do it. I saved that as what basically is a Gimp file, an XCF that can be edited. What I want to do is I want to save it as a JPEG. It will tell you what the file extension type is up there. So actually, I'm gonna select a different file. That's what you can do down here in this little box. I remember I mentioned PNG earlier. That's right there. That's that transparency. But we're not saving it as that today. Maybe I'll do that in another video. We're gonna save this as a JPEG. So we're gonna go down here to JPEG. It always asks you, I'm going to do full, it's a small file, so I just want the quality to be the same. I want it to show, if you click this box, it will actually show a little preview of it. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to go back down here, boom, there it is on my desktop. That's the other one that I accidentally saved. I'm going to trash both of these. And there we go. So I got the YouTube section pulled up already. I'm going to change that because remember it didn't look very good. So I want to see how it looks now. So if I go and find it, should be there. Where'd it go? There we go. It's right there. And we're going to save our changes. Let's check out and see how this looks now. Is it any? It's much easier to read now. See? So that's what we were trying to do. You know, play around with it, figure it out. You know, it's really simple things you can do like this that will, you know, if you own a business, if you are starting out with websites, graphics, anything, these things are going to make your life a whole lot easier, just knowing how to do these little simple things. So thanks for watching my video. Definitely check out some of the other stuff I'm doing, and thanks a lot. Peace.